Hello and welcome to Blockchain Future. Lately, there's been a lot of news about phones that are supposedly blockchain phones. And I thought I'd do a quick run or a quick overview of the different phones that are kind of leading this effort. I have four phones here. Obviously the Galaxy S10 being the most popular phone, the HTC Exodus 1, the Pundi X Function X, or I think it's also called the X phone, and the Sirin Labs Finney. I kind of wanted to explain the differences between the phones, how some of them truly are blockchain phones, meaning how they work at a core level is actually with a blockchain, and some of them are really just glorified cold storage wallets, think of like a Ledger or a Trezor wallet that lives on the phone. So the first thing I have here is The Verge has an article about the Samsung Galaxy S10 supporting um, a crypto wallet. It says right here, Samsung is one of the first major smartphone makers to include a cryptocurrency wallet in its latest flagship Galaxy S10 phones. The wallet lets users store Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a beauty-related cryptocurrency called Cosmo Coin. I've never heard of that coin, but okay. It's a cold storage wallet, meaning it's not connected to the internet. So when it says it's not connected to the internet, um, I'm guessing that there's some sort of biometric or some sort of security that has to be engaged in order for you to complete a transaction. I mean, if it's really not connected to the internet, then how are you going to actually make a transaction with it? That would make it kind of useless if you have to plug something in. So I'm not even sure what that statement means. But most likely, there's some hardware in between the cold storage wallet on the phone and like a biometric lock that has to be engaged before the transaction can happen. Kind of like if you have a ledger and you hit the button in order to actually approve the transaction before it goes through. Now here's a video of that leaked of the blockchain application on the S10. It's been kind of going around the internet. This is on Twitter. Um, so you can kind of see it's just got an intro video. Samsung's got some animations, very Samsung-y. Don't know what's up with that weird face. It's in Korean, so obviously it's very new. And then as it gets further into it, you're going to see it actually shows the wallet with Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's a very long intro video, but hey, they got to be flashy. Wouldn't be Samsung if it wasn't flashy. Okay, touch. And there you can see Bitcoin, Ethereum, transactions, QR code, etc. So the wallet is real. Everybody's pretty much aware that Samsung has a blockchain, quote unquote, blockchain enabled phone, but that phone is really just a cold storage wallet for storing um, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cosmo Coin, whatever that is. Now, the HTC Exodus 1, which I believe was one of the first phones to come out and say that they were the manufacturers that came out and said that they were releasing a phone. It's the same. It's the same thing. Also, going back to Samsung, in addition, it also says the Galaxy S10 phones also support select decentralized apps, DApps. Currently, Samsung's main DApp that's available is called Cosme and lets users earn Cosmo tokens in exchange for leaving beauty reviews in the app. So this is no different than, I mean, it's not really built into the phone or the operating system. There's many dApp browsers that you can already run on an Android or iOS device right now. So I really don't consider that you need to buy the phone in order to browse dApps. That's kind of ridiculous. But the HTC Exodus phone, it's the same thing, same as Samsung. It's basically just another phone that has cold storage, and it allows you to store specific cryptos in a more secure manner than if it was a non-cold storage type device. Now, these last two phones, starting with the Function X, this is a little bit different. You can see here, introducing the X phone, the world's first true blockchain phone that is secure and decentralized to the core. It is powered by Function X, an ecosystem that is built entirely on the blockchain. Unlike traditional phones, you will no longer require a centralized service provider to call, message, browse the internet, or access app services. The blockchain mode enabled by Function X allows your data to be kept encrypted and secure. It says that it's also compatible with Android, and you can switch back and forth between Android and the other blockchain mode. So, and I've done a little bit of research on this phone. It's basically running what it seems like, and I'm not sure how it's doing it and how quick it's going to be, but the operating system, the messaging, everything is running through a custom blockchain for this phone. So it's basically securing every bit of data that you have on a blockchain, and this device is accessing that blockchain. So I do consider this Function X operating system and the X phone a little bit different than like what Samsung and HTC have released, because it's actually it looks like it has native decentralized apps that run on their own blockchain. It's not just some application running on Android that is used as a browser for decentralized apps. The last phone here is the Finney by Sirin Labs. This phone is kind of in the middle. I think the direction that Function X is going in is a little bit better. But this is also doing a similar thing. They are focusing kind of more on the Sirin token. It says right here, Sirin Labs proprietary operating system will give Finney users an easy-to-use Android experience with the Play Store and the apps it contains. What sets Sirin OS apart is the enhanced security of the entire device and the built-in cold wallet accessible via the safe screen. Users will have a familiar experience along with an extension beyond the Android OS to ensure the blockchain and wallet security. These factors will enable Finney to herald mass adoption of blockchain technology. So this is kind of, in my opinion, kind of slick marketing. It's running Android. I believe they've kind of skinned it, and they've included a cold storage wallet, just like Samsung and HTC. But they also seems to be a little bit more customized towards blockchain. I don't know, besides the cold storage part, how much of the hardware is actually blockchain related. But it doesn't seem like they've gone to the extent that the Function X operating system has here by using a blockchain to actually run the entire system. So this is actually a little bit different. The X phone, Function X, seems to be, and I have no idea how they're doing it technically, but it does seem to be a true blockchain phone. I almost agree with their term here, the world's first blockchain phone. Sirin Labs has pretty good marketing here, but it looks like it's just a kind of skinned version of Android with that's kind of geared towards decentralized apps and a cold storage wallet for storing crypto. It would be nice if all phones moving forward had cold storage built into them with security, so that people were able to safely store crypto and not worry about losing it. We won't be able to move forward without it. And Samsung actually ushering in the cold storage wallet with the S10 may force the hands of the other large manufacturers. But I just wanted to show you guys the kind of the differences between all these quote unquote blockchain phones and how some of them are more blockchain than others. And I would keep an eye on the Function X. This sounds pretty interesting. I'm interested in actually how it works, how it actually is using a blockchain to do what it's saying. Right here, unlike traditional phones, you will no longer require a centralized service provider to call, message, browse the internet, or access app services. And I'm just wondering if the blockchain mode is, from everything I've read, it actually is using its own blockchain to do all this. And that sounds very interesting. But anyway, if you guys have any ideas about this, if you know how this works, please leave a comment below. Have a good night. Thanks.